Hey everyone, it's Eric Bowman, registered physiotherapist and strength coach out of Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. This is a very cold, frigid January evening here, and it's Bell Let's Talk Day. On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I posted an article that I wrote last year and updated for this year's day, describing my battles with a learning disability, anxiety, and depression. And after reading a piece featuring my friends Jesse Awanis, Steph Allen, and Zach Gaber, hope I pronounced his last name right, and a piece by my friend and colleague Scotty Butcher, I want to add in a bit more to this as sort of a part 2 to my article. And this part is directed more towards physios and rehab professionals as a whole, fitness professionals, and strength athletes. You know who you are if you're watching this or if you're in my circle of friends. We're all type A, we're all ambitious, we all like to do big things, we all like to push the envelope, and we're not happy with just settling for good. No, we want to be fucking great. And those are great attributes to have. The other great attributes we have are we often want to help people. We want to pay things forward. You know, we all put out a lot of information, and a lot of it for free. Not saying that's a bad thing. You know, we all want to make change, but I think it's important for us to realize that, you know, we're all human beings. And as cliche as this sounds, you know, if you're watching this video, you probably think, fuck him, I can probably do better. And that's the way I felt probably even up to a few months ago. But understand that you as a human being are on a bit of a limited resource, and understand that, you know, you only have so much capacity. To quote Paul Carter, former powerlifter and bodybuilder from his site Lift Run Bang, you're probably not the exception to the rule. You know, not too many people can work 60 to 100 hour weeks and sustain it without feeling like they're going to drop either physically or mentally. I can attest to this. You know, over the past 2 years, I got to co-author Rehabilitation of the Spine, start my own website, write for MASH Elite Performance, contribute to a couple other books, guest lecture at University of Waterloo, be a part of Western University's review panel for their physio program, and help design a cardiac and pulmonary rehab program, among other things. And also, on top of this, work a full-time physio job, do a bit of training consultations on the side, and train for powerlifting at the highest level. Between all those endeavors, I was probably putting in a good, at the top end, 65 hours in a week. You know, and while there are people in the industry such as someone like a Christina Previtt or maybe someone like a Jared Hall who I know put in more hours than I do in a week, that's still a lot of time, and that still weighs a lot on the mind and the body. You know, we all love what we do in terms of patient care or in terms of working with clients or in terms of pursuing athletic endeavors. But understand that, you know, even though those are good activities, those are endeavors you enjoy, those are endeavors you find meaningful, understand that they are still a stressor in some capacity or another. You may not always feel stressed out, but there always is an underlying pressure to perform, and they do take a toll on you both physically and mentally. And also understand that you have to quote my friend Stan Efferding, pay yourself first. Take the time to prioritize, you know, a good 7 hours of sleep, adequate downtime and adequate recovery, and adequate exercise. And the biggest thing is to understand that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to talk with friends, it's okay to talk with colleagues. And number 2, it's okay to back things off. It's okay to sometimes say no to certain projects and sometimes understand that you may not always be able to help every patient or client that you work with. You know, I used to feel like shit. I used to take everything personally when a patient wouldn't get better or if a patient was unhappy with things. And while it's important to take feedback, while it's important to be open to critique and criticism, understand that you're not going to please everyone and you're not going to be able to help everyone. To be honest, I've turned down so many great professional opportunities this past year. It's unbelievable. And I'm not saying that to sound arrogant. I'm saying that to say that, eventually you have to realize that you matter too, and to realize that you can't please everyone if you want to make yourself happy. I also realize that more success doesn't always mean more happiness. You get to a point where, in my life, I basically got to the stage where I wasn't burned out over the last few months, but I was at a stage where I felt like my recovery ability was pretty close to maxed out. I was basically sleeping close to 9 hours a night. I was eating probably 3, 4 times a day, and also a couple protein shakes thrown in there. Yes, I know protein shakes aren't ideal, but if you're in a full-time physio job, you don't always have the luxury of sitting down to eat multiple meals in your shift. Plus, I was also just, basically my day consisted of grinding and recovering from it. And it got to the stage where I felt and I feel a bit ashamed and a bit embarrassed for saying this, but I felt at the stage where I didn't want to, go out late and have a beer with friends or have take part in other endeavors because I felt like I was just cutting into my recovery time and into my ability to grind and recover from it. And that's not healthy, that's not physically or mentally healthy, and that's not sustainable. So it basically emphasizes the importance of, if you're someone in my shoes and listening to this, make sure you put some you time together, but also don't be afraid to back things off. Man, again, as I said at the start of this video, we're all motivated. We're all type A's. We all want to push the envelope. We all want to do better and help each other. And I do believe that there's a bit of a hidden, quote-unquote, arms race with social media, with both the lifting and with, not as much with fitness, but with the lifting and with the physical therapy realms, that we all don't want to be seen as weak or doing less or slacking compared to these other guys that we see kicking ass. If you want, you can make your own social media human highlight reel. But understand that, the vast majority of the people that you see that you look up to aren't flying high all the time. Even if, if they're putting out content like a madman, understand that they've probably had times where they've crashed and burned and needed to take a break from it for a while. Understand that if they're your physical therapy guru, that they have had patients that they haven't helped recover. A lot of the smart people I look up to, people like Stu McGill, people like Charlie Weingroff, they openly say they don't have a 100% perfect batting average. Same thing if you're a fit pro, you're not going to be able to reach everyone. If you're a competitive athlete, you may have times where you're rehabbing injuries or taking times where you're just, laying low and not pushing the envelope all the time. You can't run at 100% all the time, so don't be afraid, don't feel like you're, letting yourself down or letting others down if you're cutting back on the amount of time you spend grinding away. Because it's a marathon, it's not a sprint, and make sure you take care of yourself first. I hope that this video is a little bit disorganized. I just did it spur of the moment. I hope you find it helpful. If you have any questions or if you want to talk for Bell Watts Talk Day, you can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram or on my personal email at bigericbowman, all one word, @gmail.com. Thank you all for your friendship and your support over the years. It's been nothing sort of amazing, and it's been truly phenomenal to meet so many people and be able to do a lot of fun things. So thank you very much, and thanks for watching.